Hi, welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Barbara Stafford, author of Eclectic Entertaining, 15 complete dinner party menus for busy people who like to cook. Today we're going to make Fillo Wrapped Asparagus to go with your Easter meal. It is a great vegetable. It's spring-like, reminds me of spring, and actually it's good to go with almost any meal year-round because you can find asparagus year-round. And it's special. It's wrapped in phyllo, and your guests will go, ooh, oh, wow, that must be really hard. And you tell them, oh, yes, it was. But guess what? It really isn't. So it's my go-to vegetable, and I hope it'll become yours too. Let's go over the ingredients before we put the vegetables together. First of all, we start with phyllo dough. If you've ever had baklava, you know what phyllo dough is. And honestly, I hope you don't have a fear of phyllo because it really is easy to work with, but you just don't want it to dry out. So you have to work fairly quickly. Next, we have grated Parmesan cheese, fresh lemon juice that I've put in a little spray bottle, but it's not necessary, but if you have one, it works out really well. Asparagus and melted butter. That's it. Let's get started. Like I said, we need to work fairly quickly with the phyllo so that it doesn't dry out. We'll take off one sheet carefully, put it over on my little cutting board here. Get the melted butter, and I'm going to just dab butter on half of it. And you notice it looks a little bit cracked over here. You can hide a lot of sins with it, so don't worry. It'll all work out just fine. There, we'll fold it in half lengthwise. Dab it with butter again. We have a little stray piece here that we'll just tuck right up. Okay, then we'll take about 1/4 cup of the grated Parmesan cheese, sprinkle it over. Oh, this is so good when it bakes, it melts, and you bite into that phyllo dough and get a nice surprise. And let's grab about 5 asparagus stalks. Why 5? Just because it's more interesting than 4. It's just odd numbers are always more interesting. Okay, and lastly, we just give it a little spray with the lemon juice and then start rolling it up. And that's a little dry, so let's put a little more butter on it. Okay, here we go. Just roll it right up to the very end. Put a little more butter on it to seal it. And then a little butter over the top just because. Close that bottom and then put it seam side down in the baking dish. That's all ready to go. We're going to be cooking these at 375 for 15 minutes. So it's a great thing. You can actually make these ahead of time. Put them in the freezer before, like way before your dinner party, and then the day of just defrost them and you don't have to make them at the last minute. So it's super handy. I'm really big on making as many things in advance as possible. 15 minutes before they need to go on the table, they pop out of the oven and they are crispy and just perfect. Okay, so we've got the butter going here again, and then the cheese, just like the other one. 5 asparagus stalks on the end. Spray them with the lemon. A little more butter just to keep it from cracking, and roll it right up. There we go. Oh, these guys are so cute too on top of it, and I'm really big on cute. There, we'll seal the end just like the first one. Put it in the baking dish. And I think this could use a little more butter on top, and that'll brown it really nicely. You just wait and see. Okay, these guys are ready to go in the oven now. All right, they're ready. Let's pull them out of the oven. Here we go. Oh, listen to that butter sizzling. Oh, don't these look good? And if you bake them in a pretty dish like this, you don't even have to transfer them to serve them. You can keep them in here nice and warm for your buffet, and they're all set to go. I hope you enjoy this recipe and it becomes your go-to favorite like it has mine. See you next time.